Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Smith. I'm the president of the Parents Association at Cincinnati Country Day School. And I thought today I would shake it up a little bit for my traditional email Monday message because most of it's event driven, the information that I want to give to you. So I thought instead of sending you a long note, I would just talk you through with some show and tell of what's going on the next couple of weeks and months at Country Day. Welcome back from spring break. I know it was a little bit of a slap in the face to me this morning, as I'm sure it was my daughter. Before I get launched in on events, though, I just want to give a shout out to Country Day, to all the staff and faculty. And Tony Giacacci, I had the luxury of attending X Fest the Friday before we left for spring break, and I have to tell you, phenomenal on 1,000 levels. I had read through the catalog. I had talked to my daughter about it throughout the week. I had heard whisperings of things that were going on, but I had no idea the level of this week and the experiential learning that was taking place. I thought I'd show up, breeze through a couple of things, and leave, and I ended up staying for over 3 hours. The first thing I did was obviously get a latte at the coffee cart, which was one of the best things I've ever seen on that campus, I have to say, for a group of students to learn so much hands-on about entrepreneurialism. And I know they had a couple of guest speakers that week. And I just think what better way to learn than actually do something, right? And experience success and experience, I'm sure, some failures and some roadblocks within that week that they really all had to, sharpen their skills in order to open that on Friday, and it was a fully functioning coffee shop on Friday. I left there and I went to the Blue Man Group in Keeler, and I was sitting next to a friend of mine, and I must have punched her 10 times during that, I don't know what it was, concert, and said, "This is amazing. This is brilliant," because it was amazing and brilliant. To see a group of kids that probably normally would not be doing something like this. I have to believe the Monday of that week, the kids all thought, wow, this is uncomfortable. This is something I don't know how to do. And it was so amazing on so many different levels. I left there and went to Model UN in the upper school. Polar opposite, as amazing. Polar opposite feeling in the room. Those kids were buttoned up. I have to tell you, I wish I had seen everything that led up to that exercise, because it was incredibly impressive. I mean, just their speaking skills alone were off the charts, and a little intimidating, I'm not going to lie. Left there and went to see a movie that was, I'm assuming, written, directed, produced, and starred all upper school students. It was a mockumentary, and it was really well done, I have to say, and it was really funny and enjoyable and smart. I did not get a chance to see anything in the lower school, but I did talk to many parents who had been on the lower school on nature walks, and boy, it was a rainy day. And I just have to shout out to the teachers and faculty and Tony Giacacci, because it is not lost on me, or I'm sure anybody, that was we experienced a snapshot out of a week that took place, and I know that it took months and months and months of preparation from faculty and staff to get this together. It was a lot. But again, the learning that took place that week, and just that doing things that you're uncomfortable with and being successful and realizing how hard things are. I just think it's priceless. And I then went over to the North Gym, and not X Fest related, but I went over to the North Gym and watched a varsity girl versus varsity boy. They actually mixed the team basketball game in honor of Shirley Sam, who is the parent of Colin Sam, the mother of Colin Sam, who is our student body president. And you cannot spend a day at Country Day like that and not leave there incredibly inspired, and it leaves such an impression on you of there are so many amazing things going on this campus. So it was a great start to spring break, I will tell you. The first event I want to talk about, though, is Dr. John D. Simon is coming to our campus on Thursday, April 11th. There's a reception from 5:30 to 6:15, and then he's doing a presentation about the future of higher education at 6:30 in Keeler. Would love to see you there. When he was first named the president of Lehigh, I read probably something about him in Connections, I'm assuming. And I just remember thinking, wow, I would love to meet him. I would love to see him speak. And lo and behold, here he is. So we'd love to see you at that. The second thing I want to remind you about is you all should have received, I'm assuming last week, the invitation to CCDS Pride in Place. It's campus beautification, family service, family fun. Come as a family. It's Saturday, April 13th from 9:30 to 11:30, and that event is followed by a cookout in the amphitheater. It was a really great event last year. We had a lot of people here, and it really makes a difference on our campus. And there's things for, I think, third graders and under get to hang out with Khaki Shear, and they get to do some work in Pattison. If you want to be with your child, you can also be with your child. Some parents want to do their own thing. So I encourage you to come spend some time on campus, bring your gardening tools. We can use them. It's a great, great event. Great way to spend a Saturday morning. And then the barbecue in the amphitheater, really good food, really good music, and games and bubbles and sidewalk chalk and cornhole, and we might have ping pong this year. So bring your family. It's a really easy way to spruce up our campus and have some fun. The next thing is really just for upper school, which I typically don't do division specific things, but my buddy Susan Wright asked me to help her out with this. The Odd Couples Dance for the upper school freshmen through seniors is Saturday, April 13th at Livingston Lodge from 8 to 11. It's where our students bring a parent, grandparents, aunts, uncles, family friends, whatever works for your family. It's $50 a couple, and it is a ton of fun. There's a DJ, a photo booth, lots of DJ actually coordinates a lot of games. There's always gift card prizes, and it's a really fun way to spend an evening with your Country Day student. This next thing, I'm so excited about this. It is our new Books and Conversation, which is our version of a book club. And Jen Weinheimer, the head of upper school, chose the first book. And she's going to be, let me look up that date, on Tuesday, April 16th at 6 o'clock in the upper school library is going to be the first Books and Conversation. And the book that she chose is Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. And sheer coincidence, this is one of my favorite books of all time. And when she said she was considering it, I almost tackled her and said, yes, 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 please. Joan Didion is an incredibly profound author. Very thought-provoking, and I've read probably 4 or 5 of her books. This is by far my favorite, and I encourage you to join us. I first read it, I think, in 3 hours on a beach in North Carolina, and the minute I finished it, I handed it to my sister-in-law and said, "You need to read this book. It really resonated with our family." So please grab it. It's not a hard read at all, and come join us to talk about it. I also wanted to talk about, I know we all gathered, all 400 of us or something, gathered at Madtree for Country Date, and we kicked off the raffle. And every student would have received one of these packages in the mail. And I encourage you to pick that up and rifle through it again and have your students start to sell the tickets if they haven't already. I'm sure that they have. There's some deadlines of when students need to turn tickets in to win really great prizes this year. And then, of course, the grand prize is a car or $20,000, a choice of a car or $20,000. And I don't know how you pass that up, because when you really consider the size of our school and how many tickets we sell, the odds are really high. So I encourage you to purchase some tickets and get your students selling. And, I also find that the piece of paper that they include in here, that you should review with your student as to why, how the funds support Country Day and why it's so important. That's a great thing to review with your student anyway, because it really points out all the perks that they may be really used to, but kind of forget from time to time. The winner of those raffle tickets, the winner of this raffle, is going to be drawn this year at Spring Fling on Friday, May 31st. It is going to be someplace on campus. I don't think we have a dedicated spot yet, but we're working on that. Spring Fling is for all faculty members, all parents, adult only, and it is going to be a really fun event this year, I promise you, and it better not rain. The last thing I want to mention is Faculty and Staff Appreciation Week is the first full week of May, which is May 6th through 10th, I believe. And we are still nailing down all the details, so you will be hearing those soon. You may start with hearing whisperings of things a little bit earlier rather than later. The theme of that is You Mean the World to Us this year, so stay tuned on that. And when you start to see things about it, you'll know what they're talking about. I think that's all that I have, and we're at 10 minutes, so that's more than enough, right? If you have any questions about any of this stuff and you want to RSVP, please go to our website at countryday.net. You should be able to find all the information there. If you can't, or you don't have the invitations handy, you can always reach out to your grade level PA rep or reach out to me at lori.smith@fuse.net. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks.